We're back. How you guys doing?
Hello, hello.
Welcome to Secret Chronicles, Paranormal Historians, where history meets the paranormal. And like usual, we're going to have a great show for you. It's going to be fun. Hopefully some laughs. And so, our silly talk before, and I went to Pennsylvania for the weekend.
Nice.
And mellowed out. Just mellowed out. It was a lot of big winds and rain and everything, but I just hung out and mellowed. Hello. So, my boring weekend. Anybody had better than me?
I don't know. You got to hang out with a pretty cute deer. That was.
Oh yeah. I sent you the picture.
That one.
Oh yeah. He kept on coming. He brought his friends back. We had about 12 deer at the place.
What?
Yeah. I ran out. I gave him carrots. I gave him my bananas, and I had no more apples. They took everything from me.
They took everything.
You know what I mean? Laura and I are in the corner with Anthoiny trying to eat a cheese doodle or something, but they ate everything. I fed one. Next thing, it's like a whole herd of them around me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they tell their family. They tell the family.
Yeah, and my skunk friend didn't show up. Stanley.
Oh.
Stanley? He has a name.
I wonder if he's already... No, he's probably not hibernating just yet, but soon he'll go.
Yeah, Stanley, he likes to knock the garbage over and eat what's in it. So
big one then.
You have to keep it. Huh?
He's a big one.
Yeah. When I first seen him, I thought it was like that's
sheep.
kind of. Is that a cat? It was like the tail's too fluffy. I said it's not one of those Siamese things. And then I seen the white stripe down the back.
Yeah.
I'm like, skunk. I'm not afraid of skunks. I just don't want to get sprayed.
Yeah.
I stink enough. I don't need to have skunk spray on me also.
Yeah. Abandoned buildings, ghosts, no problems, but skunks, we're out.
Yeah.
We're out of there.
Yeah, I could go anywhere that's, the middle of the night. But the whole thing, how do you see a skunk on night vision?
It's just a floating stripe. Or would it be the opposite of a floating stripe?
I think you made that up, Kim, but it was a good
black
answer.
And black and white.
It would be a floating black stripe, right?
What did you do, Kim?
What did I do? Oh, well, I guess it wasn't last weekend. Well, first I want to show my shirt because we were going to before.
Oh, finally, we got the shirt.
This is bullshit. Some bullshit. I love that.
It's adorable.
So it wasn't this weekend, but the weekend before I was at White Hill Mansion. And I was there for a mediumship gallery with Cindy Kaza. It was excellent. I've seen her live in a very large arena. Not a very large arena, but it was like hundreds of people there. So I jumped at the opportunity to have her in a small, more intimate group. And it was great. We had a great time. My grandmother came through. So it was really, really amazing. I'm a big fan of hers. We have the same teacher, mentor that she's had for years, he recommended me to look into her and stuff like that. So highly respect.
Yeah.
So cool.
She's a very nice person. She's a sweet person.
Yeah.
She's very nice.
She's very nice. So many people in the paranormal, you look at them on the screen and they talk and you're like, I wonder how they are in real life. Do they eat babies and stuff like that?
She's really nice.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't think
she's such a cool person. I know how people are that doesn't do the paranormal. They look at us, people like us, like we're weird, which we kind of are, but who cares? How weird is how normal.
Right. And Kyle went, and Kyle kind of had like a little bit of PTSD because the last time we were there, we did an investigation. And to be honest, White Hill Mansion's a pretty intense place.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It can be incredibly intense.
We had a little bit of PTSD as we were like going up the stairs into the bathroom. He's like, I don't want to go into the bathroom. I'm like, it's fine. And then, but I don't know, that woman's bedroom on the one side, oh God, there's just so, I can't not, experience it. Like I can't not see it. It's so prevalent.
We were chasing last time. We were chasing shadows.
Yeah.
Right into that room.
The room
and then we came on both sides, and there was nobody there.
Yeah. It's amazing. It really is an amazing
awesome. White Hill Mansion, definitely.
Yeah.
Anybody in the audience, White Hill Mansion, that's at Fieldsboro.
Yes.
Fieldsboro.
Yes.
New Jersey, definitely.
I feel like we talk about it every week, and for good reason.
For good reason.
I really feel like we talk about it every week, but I agree with you. That bedroom.
What's his name? Kyle from White Hill? What's his name? Kyle? I mean, I talked to you, Jenny. The guy
Kyle.
Kyle.
He was just on the show. Yeah.
He was on the show not too long ago.
Yes.
Kyle Mangus. Yeah.
See, I don't forget everybody. Last time I forgot. I remember his first name because you just mentioned you're Kyle. Kyle, hey, old Kyle. So
I know. I was like, my God.
Okay, not your Kyle, the other Kyle. You know what I'm saying?
If I didn't have my name on underneath me, he would forget my name. So nobody should be offended. That's why I write my name so Anthony remembers it.
Yeah, Jennie Cluici.
Jennie.
Jennie, what'd you do?
That's awesome. I've seen Cindy in a gallery reading too in New Brunswick, and she was phenomenal. And I've met her at Gettysburg. I had Richard Moschella, our friend, had an event at the Hunterdon County Library in New Jersey, and he invited me to participate in that. So I really enjoyed that. Did a little EVP session with the crowd because that's my jam. Yeah. And I'm going to be joining him Friday night too for the Strangest Things event at Speedwell Mansion in Morristown, New Jersey. So nice. We're gonna work together there. I don't know if you'll be there, but
nope.
Okay. Well,
I will be watching Brown Things.
Okay. Well, I'll be there with Richard on Friday night too. So super cool. Anyway.
Everybody's
the three of us are back. Everybody's excited that Kimm's back. I told you, Kimm's the fan favorite. Kimm is the fan favorite, and Anthony's the eye candy.
I just can't help myself.
He can't.
I'm just born this way. Irresistible.
Born this way.
Yeah.
Only a face mommy could like.
I love it.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, I'm excited for our guest tonight.
Yeah, we have a really special guest. I'm like, I'm so excited. Let's get to it. I know you're going to ask me, so I'm just going to do it. Okay.
Yeah, well, whatever. I was going to say who wanted to do it, but either one. Okay.
Kimm, you can do it.
No, I can't. No, please.
No. Okay. You do it. You'll do it. Hey.
All right. My friends, tonight we have somebody very special. He's a full-time Bigfoot researcher and producer of the show In the Shadow of Big Red Eye. Please welcome this boots on the ground, as he calls himself, cryptid investigator, Mike Famillion.
Hey.
Welcome. Hi,
Mike. Nice to see everybody. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. We seen each other last time we seen each other was at the Maine.
Up in Maine, at the Maine Horror Con, yeah.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, that was what an event that was. That was phenomenal.
That was some event. How it started out as Jeff just having an idea, and then everybody showed, and he not only made it paranormal, but he made it horror. So he put the two genres together, and I couldn't believe the amount of people that came to my booth to look at my art.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I mean, I have more people at that than any of the other Paracons I do. Because you mix the genres.
It was great. It was such a great event. Yeah. I can't wait to go back next year. Yeah,
definitely. I'll just look at the hotels today.
Oh yeah.
I got to get in there because that hotel is gonna probably get booked up quick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Where in Maine was that again? Where in Maine?
Augusta.
Oh wow, yeah. So pretty far up there, yeah.
It was the first annual.
Yeah. 9 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a drive. It was a drive.
It's a drive for everybody, I think. Pretty much. Maine is pretty far for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be heading up there at the end of the month to do a little overnighter, so I'm excited for that. So we'll see. Hopefully, it's not too cold up there.
You probably work up there a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Maine. Maine's one of my favorite states to go up to investigate. It's just, I love it. It just smells good. I don't know.
Yes.
It's such a good way to put
Swear
it.
to God, Mike, it does. New Hampshire
Right?
and Maine have like this smell in the woods, and
They
it's
do.
like cedar. I mean, it's so good. I totally know what you're talking about.
Yep.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
It was funny because when we were driving up there, I had Giuseppe with me, and we're driving, and all of a sudden it's like we're on the road. It's like there's water on both sides. I'm like, we're not in Oz no more. Where are we?
They're not Queens anymore.
There's ocean all over the place here. So it was really well the first time I ever been up to Maine. So.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Cool.
and what I seen was mostly the inside of the
convention center.
The convention center with people I see half the time. So, but it was nice. It was a nice event, very nice event. And we went which I thought was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you had your notepad and you were just networking. You were a little network Nancy over there doing everything.
I'm going to call you that from now on.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's how I get guys that doing the show.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be like that, but I talk to people, I give them dates and stuff, and I'm not too pushy, am I?
No, not at all. Yeah. No, you came up and you're like, hey, you want to do it? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I said, forget about it. And let's do it.
Exactly. You don't even know what happened. And like the next thing you're on the show.
I know a guy to get you on the show. You're like, okay, let's go. These two next to me over here, this way, I guess, on the screen, they think I grab people in headlocks and make them go on the show.
Oh, you're like, you're going to be on the show or I'll break your kneecaps. That's what you say.
I never say break kneecaps. I get the ball being camera out.
Oh, my God.
That's what you got to say. And there's a kneecap in the future. But I don't say I'm going to break kneecaps.
He's like, you want to be on the show? Better say yes.
No, he wanted it to be. And
I know. This is exciting.
I went over his table. He had some awesome stuff on the table to look at. And it was nice. It was really nice.
And Mike, you're in New Jersey, right?
I'm right in northwestern New Jersey, Sussex County, Sparta. Yep.
No way.
Oh, yes. Oh, my. Sussex County. No wonder you're a Bigfoot person. Yes.
Oh, big red eye. That's the nature of the beast. That's, my backyard. Absolutely.
Kimm's a veterinarian, so she likes these kind of things. No, you don't like Bigfoot?
Yeah, I don't know.
Animal is a human.
I mean, I do. I just don't know how Bigfoot equals
veterinarian work and Bigfoot.
Gets hurt.
Veterinarian. No,
they're like.
Is Bigfoot an animal, or is he some sort of prehistoric beast, man, or something? Who knows?
Yeah. What's your theory, Mike? Or tell us a bit how you got into this and what's your theory about it?
We're going right into another subject.
Yeah. So, I think Bigfoot's like us, like on this planet. Some people think Bigfoot's intradimensional. Can shapeshift into and out of this dimension. Other people think Bigfoot's like UFO related, right? And could be beamed down by UFO, spaceships and stuff. But I think because the evidence, I've been doing this for a long time, since like 2011. So I've found some evidence along my journey thus far. And because of the evidence that I've found, I think Bigfoot is this biological creature that's kind of on this planet, kind of just like we are. So I know that could throw some people off, because there's a lot of people and witnesses and researchers that I've talked to totally believe the intradimensional thing. And I'm totally open to that possibility. However, I just haven't experienced anything like that yet. So that's kind of where I sit on that. I go out and look for a Bigfoot like a lot. Like I spent 139 nights just this year tent camping looking for Bigfoot. So, that's my full-time job. Yeah. Alone with people, mostly alone. Wow. Yeah. I found that other people have like real jobs. So it really kind of like harms the process of going out with me. So
whatever. Understood.
Yeah.
So did something happen in 2011 that you started getting into this, or just natural curiosity?
Yeah. So I was working at a beach resort in Sarasota, Florida. And I was watching Finding Bigfoot on TV, and for those that don't know, it's a show on Animal Planet where they go out and they look for Bigfoot and they interview Bigfoot witnesses and stuff. It's kind of like my show, except my show's a bit better.
Yeah,
but
and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. But at the end of the show, they were like, "Hey, if you want to come out and look for Bigfoot, you can with the team." And I'm like, I'm not into this. I'm like totally not into like camping or anything. But I was like, wait a minute. You're telling me that I could go into the woods and look for Bigfoot. I didn't even think of like trying to find Bigfoot. I thought of the people that are going to be trying to find Bigfoot.
There's people watching.
And it was going to be a weekend of people watching. Oh, it was, I was so excited for this. So I signed up that night. I purchased 2 tickets, one for me and one for my fiance, whom I did not tell we were going to go look for Bigfoot.
Woof.
Yeah, this is going to be like a pre-wedding little shindig. You know what I mean? Little surprise.
Yeah, all within one.
Oh, yeah, that's
all within one. Tickets to see Bigfoot.
Yeah, well, I was young. I didn't know any better. So anyways, so I was always like an indoor kid growing up. And even as like a young adult, I was always inside video games, put me in front of a TV screen, and I am totally okay to go for the day. And so I had no equipment like the backpack, the headlamp, the tents, and the sleeping bags and stuff. I did not have any of that, so I had to purchase all that stuff. So me and my fiance, we're living in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I'm trying to keep the secret from her, but I got to get all this stuff. So I'm hiding the stuff in our like patio apartment like closet, like. She's never gonna find this stuff under the Christmas decorations, So she's never gonna find this stuff. So, anyways, a couple weeks before the expedition comes up, and I'm greeted by her at the doorway, and she had did something that to this day I have no idea why she decided to do this, but she ended up cleaning the apartment, and she found all of this camping stuff.
No.
So she said she met me at the doorway as I was coming home from work. She said, "Mike, hand on the hip, what are we doing?" and I said, "Hun, we are going to North Florida to look for Bigfoot."
Yay.
Then we broke up. So there was that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I would have said that would have been a real good test if she's the ride or die or not.
Well, it was a test and it didn't work out. So,
oh, no.
so anyways, I didn't want to go on this expedition anymore after the breakup. That was totally not on my radar. But so I called up the people and they were totally not cool about the whole thing. And they're like, well, they're non-refundable tickets. And I was like, great, just my luck. So now I have to go look for Bigfoot, heartbroken after a breakup, and I don't have anybody to go with. So I moved up to Tampa, and I got a job working on the ambulance for the city of Tampa. I'm an EMT by trade. I used to be an EMT. I don't do that anymore, firefighter and stuff. But so I got a job working on the ambulance for the city of Tampa, and I had 3 EMT partners, and I had picked the weirdest partner. That's kind of how I did it because I didn't know any better. I just, I figured the weirdest person, he's going to want to go look for Bigfoot. So his name is Jimmy. And I said, Jimmy, I got these tickets and I got to go look for Bigfoot. Do you want to come with me? And he said, and he's my best friend to this day. He said, oh man, I've always wanted to do that. And I said, nice, So we go up a couple weeks later. We end up in Torreya State Park, which is in North Florida. It's in the Panhandle. And nothing happens. It was a 4-day trip, 3 nights, 4 days of, yeah, it was cool. There was we get up there, but there's 60 other people there and on this Bigfoot trip. And I'm like, oh man, how are you going to find Bigfoot? Is that the same with ghost investigations?
No.
Like when you have like a bunch of people, does that ruin the integrity of the investigation at all?
If the more people you have, I mean, if you don't,
Challenging.
the least amount of
Yeah.
people, usually the better. But in
Yeah.
fact, I like 3 people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
3,
Yeah.
maybe 4 pushing it.
And
But
me too. Same with Bigfoot. And now there's 60. So I'm like, oh man, here we go.
Yeah.
So there's 60 people tramping through the woods. It's not a wonder why we didn't find anything, you know.
Yeah.
But
Except each other.
yeah, right. I mean, it was
Bigfoot
fun
thing
though. It
about it,
was
I go, look at these idiots. Look at all these idiots.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not giving no Slim Jims away.
That's what it came
Bigfoot's like
down to.
60.
Now,
Wow.
Yeah, so you're like, that's a record.
For me,
Yeah, for me, this is pretty impressive.
Yeah, really.
So anyways, nothing happened until the final night, and we were up, Jimmy and I, we were up watching a meteor shower, which was really cool because like
cool.
being from Tampa, I kind of like lost respect for the night sky, so it was nice to see that celestial event. And we were just chatting back and forth. We had our own personal campfire because, kind of like I alluded to earlier, everybody was a little weird, so we kind of just chilled by ourselves. And we heard a tree knock come from one side of camp, and I did not think twice about it. I was like, oh, it's the people that put on the expedition trying to hoax us, pretending that
Right.
Bigfoot's there, you know, whatever. Didn't think twice about it. And until about 30 seconds later, a knock from the complete opposite direction. And I said, wow, these guys got to be, you know, communicating with radios. They got to be, you know, pretty intense
Yeah.
into this. Nothing happened until about 15 minutes later. And then you hear come crashing down through the forest right next to us. Plunk, a fist-sized rock, just like this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was at that point in my life where I said, nope. This is how horror movies start. I am getting out of here. Right?
I'm out.
And Jimmy, he was like, well, if you want to sleep in the car, you're more than welcome to sleep in the car. And by the time he had said that, I had my sleeping bag and I was just, I mean, right to the car. So anyways, he comes up.
Whoa.
Yeah. So he comes up to the car and he's like, Mike, Bigfoot knock on trees and they throw rocks. Like this could be squatchy activity. That's the whole point of why we're here.
yeah.
You know? So I said, yeah, I guess you're right. And I was petrified. So I went back out by the campfire. Over the course of the next 15 minutes, 4 more of these fist-sized rocks come crashing down and land 5 to 10 feet away from us.
Wow.
So my buddy Jimmy, he comes up to me. He's got a rock in his hand. He says, Mike, I got an idea. I'm going to throw a rock back at it. And I said, Jimmy, man, I don't know if that's a good idea. You know,
Sound like a good idea.
so he takes one of the rocks and he chucks it back in the direction. And I knew it wasn't a person or anything like that because at that exact moment, a literal 15-pound laptop-sized boulder came crashing down through the woods, landed 5 feet away from us.
Oh, wow.
So,
They're showing,
yeah.
you want the rocks? I got something
Yeah.
for you.
He's like, we're not playing around. Yeah. Anything you could do, I could do better.
Oh, man.
Wow.
So that was,
How
and
many
that was
pounds?
it. What's that?
How many pounds did you say?
It was like a 15-pounder.
15 pounds.
Yes.
I
Yep.
mean, I couldn't throw that. I
That's
couldn't
like
throw
throwing a bowling ball.
No, that's a bowling ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to throw a bowling ball?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's,
I know.
that. Wow.
And if somebody could throw a bowling ball, they are super strong because
Yeah.
you know, I used to bowl, and
Yeah.
no way I could throw a 15-pound ball.
well, here's
Roll it, yeah.
Here's the kicker to it is we thought the same thing. And we're like, man, this rock had some power behind it. It came from a distance away. So we wanted to be all scientific since this was like a research expedition. So we're like, all right, what's the closest this thing could have been to us? So we did some measurements, right? And the closest this thing could have been 75 yards away.
Oh, wow. No.
Totally outside of human range. No question about that.
Wow.
Something not big, too.
Actually, that that actually just brought up a thought that I've never had before. Was, you know, we've heard the reports of stuff that Bigfoot does throw things, will hit things against the trees, do clapping, whatever. But I'm like, have we ever had any reports of a Bigfoot like hurting a person or like actually hurting somebody out in the woods?
Yes.
That's yeah. I mean, there's been no reports of Bigfoot like killing anybody, although there
Yeah.
wouldn't be any substantiated reports, so you wouldn't be able to report it if obviously Bigfoot killed you.
Yeah.
But there's like this Ape Canyon rock incident where they're throwing like it was very intensive rocks being thrown at a cabin. But to my knowledge, there's not been any. I mean, rocks may have hit somebody by throwing rocks, but Bigfoot I don't think has ever come up and like slapped
Yeah.
anybody before, not to my knowledge.
Isn't that
Okay.
interesting? Because obviously it could if it's
Yeah.
able to throw 15
Well, and
boulders. You know what I mean?
here's the thing: those rocks, those smaller rocks, did not hit us. None of the rocks hit us.
Mm,
They were close to us, but I
mm.
think they were for a reason they did not hit us.
It's more like a warning.
Yeah,
Like
like
a
I
warning?
think they're,
Don't mess with us.
yeah, their aim is, I think, really good when it comes to that. And if they wanted to take us out, they could have. But I think, like inherently, something in the back of their mind, they think that if they mess with humans, then they're gonna get found out.
Yeah.
You know, somehow, some way, we have intuition, thoughts like that kind of stuff when we're children and stuff like that. So I think Bigfoot may have that as well. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, because if something like that, who knows? They might send the army in.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Sure.
If Bigfoot it was to hurt somebody and it was substantial, like somebody had to go to the hospital and like because they would and it was like documented, that would be a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've
For
never
sure.
actually like thought about that before. I've never actually
No, me
thought that.
I think the intelligence of them are just as I think it far succeeds us.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they live in the woods and they do whatever they do, whatever, doesn't mean that they're less intelligent than us. Because if they could, hide themselves or just do, from us all these years, what makes them, there must be some sort of intelligence there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's got to be because if like you said, if Bigfoot's been around for as long as Bigfoot's been around for and has yet to be proven by like today's science, that's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta get something. You got something going on, especially if you're a big creature like a Bigfoot or something. And living in North America or the United States for that matter. That's even more crazy to think about.
Yeah.
So they gotta have some intelligence behind them. I think like intelligence level wise, like I don't think they have the ability to start a fire, but I do think they have the ability to have a primitive language and can communicate with each other and use primitive tools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, it is
Okay.
very ape-like. I mean, many monkeys will throw rocks and sticks at things that they're trying to get away from
Yeah.
them or that they think are predators. I don't even think they're trying to kill them either, but they're just trying to get them away. So that's
Yeah.
a very ape-like behavior for sure.
I mean, they could be hiding. The silverback ape wasn't found until like 1920s.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And there's other species being found every day. And some of them are large creatures. I forgot the one creature. Maybe Kim, you know it. It looks like it has like zebra stripes. It has a bunch of different colors on it. Oh,
That would be the okapi.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's found out not that long ago, maybe 50s, 60s.
Yeah, that's in the 50s, I believe they discovered that.
So that animal didn't just pop out of nowhere. That was there how many, maybe hundreds of years?
Oh,
and
yeah.
nobody's seen it until now. I mean, there's so much land that Bigfoot could hide in. And, I know somebody said something about Harry and Henderson's before.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that movie. I thought it was a great movie. I was like,
It was a great movie.
But at the very end, I'm like, whoa, because they let him go. And all of a sudden, they let him go into an area. And all of a sudden, his family that's all camouflage just pops up.
Yeah.
So they got the ability to camouflage themselves that we could be standing right next to them and we wouldn't know.
Fun fact for you, that last scene in that movie, there was no special effects in that whatsoever. Bigfoot, the baby Bigfoot were there the whole time. It's very cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
that
you gotta look close, but you can see him. It's very cool. Anyway, but that just goes to show you. I don't know. I can almost say without question that I've been within 20 yards of a Bigfoot.
Mm.
Wow.
But I don't know because I haven't seen. I've never seen a Bigfoot. So like personally for me, I don't know 100%. I'm not 100% set that Bigfoot does exist. I'm sitting at like kind of 80%. And that's just because
Hmm.
I've never seen one myself. It's funny because I've devoted my life to this full time, but I don't believe in 100% what I'm looking for. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
Well, as a paranormal
22.
investigator and a
Yeah.
medium, I've never actually seen a full body apparition.
And nor have I.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't,
And
they're very rare. They do happen, but I've never seen one. And
But when I do see it, I still question it also.
Mm.
Is that in my mind? Is that what, I mean, I still question what I see. And I draw it, but I still question it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I can see it in my mind. I can see it in that other dimension, but in the reality, as it's standing in front of me, I don't see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. It's the same. And we all understand what you mean. I have a quick question because just before we move on too far, Kimm went right to ape. You guys went right to ape. Is that even what you associate a Bigfoot? Like, I didn't even think of that. Like, I just think of a Bigfoot as a separate creature, more human-like than ape-like. But
good question.
Is it more, Mike, is a Bigfoot more associated with an ape family?
There's different theories on it. If you're on the biological side of things, which I am, there's a couple different branches that you could take. There's the ape theory, giant primate,
Right.
type of thing, gorilla, different kind of thing like that. There's also the Gigantopithecus theory, which is an kind of ape person hybrid type of thing, if you will. And then there's the rolling theory, which a lot of people believe nowadays. A lot of the researchers are kind of going with the Denisovan, which is kind of more modern day, more human like monkey-ish person, if you will, kind of,
Okay.
but more on the human side of things.
Okay. So all
It's
of
actually
them are ape related.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It could, and we don't know. That's the whole thing at
Yeah,
Bigfoot
yeah.
is that we just don't know what it could be. We just, we don't have anything to study. There's no physical things to
Right.
study. So
Yeah, I know.
it's all just a
There's
guesstimate,
no
really.
DNA. There's not even,
Well,
or anything that they could use for some sort of evidence.
Well, you bring up the DNA, which is interesting because there has been DNA that researchers and people have submitted to ex scientists and stuff, and it sometimes comes back as unknown primate, but it comes back 99.8% human, but unknown primate involved with that. So it's like,
Well,
and
our
people,
DNA is so close to chimpanzees anyway.
yes,
I think it's only
Yeah.
2 point,
but
not even. Yeah.
and people say that like that's a loss because the it was contaminated evidence. We can't have something unknown that's not, in science you can't have it. But I think that's like a win because we don't have any DNA evidence to compare it to.
Yeah.
We need it. We need to have something to compare the sample to be able to
Right.
determine what it is, and we just don't have Bigfoot DNA on file that we know.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's like
I was
somebody's
wondering where that
fingerprints.
assumption
Like
came from.
fingerprints. Everybody has fingerprints, but if somebody commits a crime and they leave fingerprints behind, there's no way somebody they could tell who that person is unless it's on file from a job or not just prison,
Right.
just a job or anything that has their fingerprints. So if your fingerprints are not on file, you commit a crime. So it's the same thing. If it's not on file, they say, okay, it's there, but it's not proven that it exists because there's no DNA. There's no match.
Yeah, and if this DNA is coming from North America, I mean, we don't have any native primates.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, if it is coming from Africa or even in like Indonesia and all that, anywhere else, there are native primates except for Europe. I don't think there are in Europe. But anyway, So if it's coming from around here, then I mean, I can't explain it if it's
Right.
I
Yeah,
got a
that's
question with
kind of
that
a
also.
problem.
If they found, say, in the United States, DNA that DNA the DNA of the primate, part human, part primate, and then they find something that's in maybe Canada with that same DNA. Do they keep that a special file? Say, okay, it was found here and found up in Canada, and found maybe another location. Do they keep that one DNA? Say, okay, this is DNA. It's unknown, and they label it and they put it aside. I like it. Are they related? The DNA that they find, I know there's a bunch of, I've seen shows and everything where they have DNA, but do they keep that in one big file so they can refer back to it? Say, okay, this thing is here, 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 and here.
Here's
So
here's the
it
problem
is on
with
file.
here's the problem with Bigfoot research is that nobody talks to each other.
Ah,
And you have, even with reports and sightings, research locations, researchers don't talk to each other. So and when there's no except now there is one in North Carolina. I believe it's University of North Carolina is doing this DNA study, but there was no place to send
okay.
DNA samples to.
Yes.
So if we could, what it first of all, it costs a lot of money to get a DNA sample analyzed.
Hmm.
As fun fact for you, as a Bigfoot researcher, I don't make a ton of money. So it's hard for me,
Hmm.
to, if I do find evidence, to get the $2,000 out of my pocket to send that away to get it analyzed. Second of all, where do I send it? Before, a couple months ago, last year, there was no specific location to send stuff to, so people would be sending it
Okay.
to random labs, and these labs would analyze this DNA, but they wouldn't talk with each other.
Oh,
So that
wow.
would be
I
another,
see.
another problem with Bigfoot
Hmm.
research. But now, like I said, the University of North Carolina, they're offering DNA sampling for free if you have an unknown, like a legit. Don't send them anything, but like you got to
Hmm.
like specify
that's
where you got
great.
it from, stuff like that. Then they will analyze it for you for no cost.
Yeah,
That's
Okay.
amazing. That's
Yeah,
Good.
progress.
yeah,
that is
That
absolutely.
progress.
is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's awesome if they could do that, because I see it on the shows and they come up with that type of DNA all the time, and I don't know, even the shows.
And then the show
You
ends. You never hear about it, right?
yeah, when now they go on to the next thing, and then
Yeah,
it's okay, unless you watch the rerun of that one episode, and I'm thinking, okay, there must be a central area where they could all send it and have the data on file, but apparently you're telling me no until
yeah.
now.
Until
So
now.
that's
Yep.
interesting. That's very interesting. You know.
Exciting to see what comes out of that.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I'm
Mm.
really interested about that.
Yeah,
That's
that is very cool. That is very cool. So
And what's
so
even cooler is I have a connection with a guy. He's a professor from University of UMass Amherst, I think it is. He was on a couple TV shows about Bigfoot, and
mhm,
he's really big onto the eDNA. The environmental DNA, when it comes to like sampling water samples for species that live in the water, or
yeah,
soil samples for something that's stepped in the soil. And he offered me, that's very expensive to test too, but he said that if I get a sample of something, he can eDNA test that as well. So that's a new for free for me, which is awesome. But that's
yes,
another way of, getting this DNA sampling into labs. To
Mm.
get, the more
yes,
samples we get into labs, the better chance we have at being able to document, the same
Mhm.
thing
right.
repetitive. That's what science
mhm,
is being able to test something in repetitive, recreating the same results
mhm.
time after time after time. So if we
So
can start to do that, then that's half the battle right
once
there.
you get those samples, so you send those samples in, is it your sample that you could do whatever you want with it, or do they keep it on the lab files?
Well, let's just put it like this. If I happen to find a dead Bigfoot somewhere,
Hmm.
I'm going to take an arm, but I'm keeping half the arm, and putting that somewhere very special for me, so I could do whatever I want with that in the future, and then everybody else is going to get their own little sample wherever I decide to send it. But I
Yeah.
would never take my whole sample and send it to anybody, because I've heard so many horror stories of it gets lost, and or it the sample comes back, oh, it was a dog, it was a bear, it was, and they never see the results. It just, there's so many different things that could happen with it, especially if you get like the solid gold, the golden nugget proof of Bigfoot. You want to make sure you use the right avenues to document the experience.
Does the government show any interest in any of evidence that has been put out there about Bigfoot? Because they
No.
want their taxes. They want
Yeah.
you find it's Bigfoot, they're going to want the
They're going to
tax.
want some property tax from them. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
oh,
back
yeah.
taxes since America started, actually. Government doesn't seem to really put too much effort into this whole thing. Let's look at it this way when we say the G word, right? I don't think that unless you kind of poked at it before, unless there was like a Harry and the Henderson situation that made it like to the news type of thing.
Okay.
I don't think the government is ever going to recognize the existence of this species. And I say that because where is Bigfoot mostly found? Where's the hot spot? Up in the Pacific Northwest, Northern California, Washington, Oregon,
yeah.
big hot spots. And what is so? And if Bigfoot was classified as a species, it's going to be an endangered species, because it's obviously, there's not a lot of them, right? We can't. There's obviously not a lot of them, so it's going to be protected, a protected species. What is the number one economy, number one source of income in the Pacific Northwest?
Trees.
Bigfoot research.
Trees. Logging.
Oh, trees.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
It's cutting down trees.
Yeah.
They are not going to be able.
Protected for an endangered species, they won't be able to cut their trees.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah, it'll never happen.
All right.
Nope.
Okay. That
No,
makes sense.
We didn't think into that, but yes, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I mean, we talking about Bigfoot, and I know you know more about Bigfoot, but Bigfoot, it's like all these creatures been seen around the world. I mean, just in Alaska, you have the Yeti, the abominable snowman, and all these different countries. Russia has their form of hairy man, and all these Japan. Every country has some legend of a hairy man wandering their forests. Do you think they're all related? Like see how human beings are. The different spots of the world we're from, that our skin colors, our eye color, everything's different. So, do you think they're all related, like human beings, like their own species, but they're like they're all over, different types, skunk apes, and all this stuff?
Yeah, I think if you have a 7 to 8 foot tall bipedal creature that roams somewhere on this earth, they're probably related somehow. Whether it could be they started out in Asia or in the Himalayas where the Yeti is, and then it crossed over the land bridge over where all the other animals did that got into North America, and then came down through Canada that way. I don't know. They got to be related somehow. But you're absolutely correct. There's every culture, every community, every genre has a Bigfoot story, and I think that's amazing across cultures. And think about it this way: Bigfoot is more than just about Bigfoot. I don't just go out to look for Bigfoot, right? Bigfoot's about bringing the community. Bigfoot brings people together from cross cultures. Look at you guys. We're here talking all because of Bigfoot. We're making a life out of Bigfoot. It's not just about going out to look for Bigfoot. I personally, I don't know if I ever want to find a Bigfoot. because that would really like put a damper on. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. You know what I mean? Like this is
You do.
wonderful.
You do, and the other thing is, if you found one, then the ethics come into play, right? Like, what are the ethics? So, how do you feel about that?
Yeah. So my whole thing is I got into this because I want to know what threw rocks at me in Florida. That was my goal of why I got into this. So if I see a Bigfoot firsthand, class A encounter 20 feet away, which is really close, maybe 20 yards, that might be a little better. I could
Safer.
say without a doubt that Bigfoot exists and my journey is complete. My mission's complete, if you will. Now, if I get a hair sample of Bigfoot, or if I get like the best evidence of Bigfoot, what I want to protect Bigfoot. That's my thing. There's people out there that have guns and they want to shoot to prove type of thing. I'm not one of those people.
A head on their mantle.
Yeah, and have a big trophy next to their elephant head. You know what I mean? Like one of those things. Like not my MO.
Right.
So what is, if I do get a proof of evidence of Bigfoot, what am I going to do to help these creatures survive? Is that going to be submitting this evidence, or submitting the body and getting this creature classified, or am I just going to leave it because Bigfoot's been doing pretty good by itself anyways?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
morally, it's a double-edged sword. What do you what do you want to do? Do you want to be the person? That's what it comes down to. But you also have to look at this too. I spend a significant amount of time in the woods, mostly solo, with my camera, right? I have a substantially better chance at getting evidence of Bigfoot than a lot of other people do, right? And it's just odds, simple as that.
Yeah.
So if I get this best clear picture, because I got a good camera, you know what I mean? Like it's nice.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get this 4K, 8K, whatever we're on now, a video of Bigfoot, and everybody is gonna say that it's not real, or I hoaxed it, or I used AI.
That's right.
Because
AI, especially now.
Mm-hmm.
AI is
Because
big.
I'm the one out there trying to do this. I'm the one isn't that like such a weird conundrum that we're in?
Yeah.
Like I'm the best person to get evidence of Bigfoot. However, I'm the best person or the most likely person to hoax something. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And it'd be funny. It's like you find Bigfoot. You'd be like, okay, I found him. Okay, now I'm going to start looking for Chupacabra. Yeah. Now you're going to start looking for another,
You're right. Yeah. No, you're right. I think I would go to look for the thylacine, the Tasmanian devil, or the Tasmanian tiger. Yeah, down in Tasmania.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. There's still sightings to this day of them.
Yeah.
I think that would be just phenomenal to go down there, and to get out of New Jersey would be cool too.
Always.
Well, actually, I'm glad we brought it back to New Jersey, but great question about the ethics, Jennie. I really appreciate that, because it does put you in quite a conundrum as like, this is your life calling, and when you achieve the life calling, what do you do? Yeah. So
right. Or do you kill it? And I know there are people, like you said, who want to hang it on their mantle, but there's probably also people who feel like killing it would be in the name of research, right?
Yeah.
But to me, first of all, everybody here knows I'm a vegetarian. I love animals. Like I could never kill it, but
or like if you tell everybody where it is and everybody comes in, and then there's like
then they kill
family massacre or something like that. Like, would you want to be responsible for something like that? Yeah, that's very interesting.
There's only been I think 3 animals that have been classified by pictures only. So, and it's never been a great animal like an ape or anything like that. So you have to, unfortunately, I'm right there with you. I don't want to see this thing get hurt or injured, but if I'm going to go at this as a science point of view, we're going to need a body. We're going to need two bodies. We're going to need a guy and a girl.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, to prove that they can.
Yeah. Reproduce.
Yeah, make more Bigfoots, right?
Yeah.
Baby foots, little foots.
But if you know, and that's just as of right now. I'm not saying that's how it's always going to be, because with the way technology and science is changing every day, that's hopefully not going to be the way. It's because of marine life. That's how we're classifying things through photos. As we see these things down in the depths of the ocean, we get pictures of these unmanned submersibles, and
Yeah.
we don't have any way to get DNA of them, but we see them clear as day. So they have to be a new species. That's never going to happen with Bigfoot. Never.
Yeah.
I would love it, but it's just not going to happen.
No, you're right.
I mean, things like
Yeah.
something they just found, which I think it's amazing, and it's an animal, but it was a snail that lives in volcanoes.
Mm.
It lives in a volcano, and all that heat and everything. I mean, like I said, they're still finding things, so they can't dismiss Bigfoot. I mean, this thing lives in a volcano.
Life will live.
Who went in there and found
all
it?
over the place.
Yeah, I know. Well, the guy who found it just grabbed it, tossed it out, and never seen it again.
Yeah. It's the snow.
Yeah. Well, I wonder how the squinjili on those would be.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
What
Probably
did they just say about not eating?
We got to talk about food somewhere in the show.
It probably tastes like fart.
Volcano squinjili. Hey, that'd be
It's
cool.
been 50 minutes and we haven't talked about food yet. That's a miracle. Typically, we are already talking about cannoli at this point.
Yeah, gotta drink.
No, but
when we say cannoli, everybody has a drink.
oh yeah, it's a drinking game. We drink when we say cannoli.
It's true.
Coffee.
Yeah. But I did want to bring it back to New Jersey because
yes,
I am not from New Jersey. I moved here. I live in Morris County, and I moved here from Massachusetts. And I'll tell you, the first time I went to Sussex County, it's weird up there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I don't know what it is up there. There's a whole lot of stuff going on up there. So it's just really interesting to me that you're from there. Are you from there originally, or you live there now?
No, born and raised. Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I did a stint in Florida, and that didn't last. That lasted about 4 years. Then I moved back.
Yeah. There is something very mysterious about Sussex County. West Milford, especially. I mean, I don't know what it is. And I've actually spent quite a few hours alone in the woods myself. I'm a trail runner. I've been hiking alone with my dogs for years, since I was 16 years old. It's over 20 years that I've been spending hours and hours and hours alone out in the woods. And I'll tell you, you just are out there and you get to an area and there's just different feels about different places out in the forest. And I can't really explain it very much. I've had weird encounters out there, paranormal or not, but I have had 2, what I believe are Bigfoot encounters. I do believe. I believe.
We got to hear this.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Really?
Yes. So one of them was in Morris County. I was hiking. I go on this trail for the last 10 years. I know these trails. And I'm going to tell you, I heard knocks clear as day. This was in like 7 p.m., almost dusk time. And we might have lost Mike. He hasn't moved in a little bit.
No, I'm listening.
He's just big still.
Listening. He's like, you have a Bigfoot story in Sussex County. Go.
This was in Morris County, but
that's right. This is Morris County.
I was so proud of myself because my first instinct, I grabbed those rocks and I started knocking.
Hey, there
and
you
I
go.
knocked. And I waited because I was like, I had no other explanation. Do you know what I mean? There was no wind.
Right.
It was dusk. There was nobody out there, not a soul. And I was like, because sometimes the trees move and they creak, right? There was no wind to cause that. I can't explain it to this day. Anyway, nobody responded. I was very sad, but I did. I was like 2 seconds. I was like, get my rocks. And I started laughing. Now, is that something you recommend to do if you do feel like you hear something?
Yes, definitely. Try to elicit a response back. Absolutely. For sure. And also, especially this time of year, important to note, when the trees, when wood gets cold, it contracts and also will
Mm,
crack too. So that's
good point.
another something that could happen. I know some people go out and will hear that, but was that just for my information only? Was that in Jefferson?
No,
Okay.
it was in, oh my God, no, not Rockaway. It was in my town, Booton. It was in the Torn, where
Oh,
there's a
yeah.
lot of bear in the area. But I mean, I've seen bear there 100 times. I've seen bear air all over around here.
Hmm.
And no, this was nobody around, nothing. And
Yeah.
it was loud, like like a
That's
hammer in the
awesome.
woods. And I was like, I don't know. Did I just hear Bigfoot?
Right.
Yeah,
Wow.
Historically, there's been reports from there too, in the past. So that's
I didn't know
not
that.
out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah, back in the 70s and 60s before it got all populated, there's some reports from out of
Really?
there. Hmm.
Well, that's
Huh.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
Very.
What was your second one?
cool. So yeah, my second one was actually in the Pine Barrens.
Ooh.
Yeah. So my second one was canoeing down in the Pine Barrens. And again, the Pine Barrens, there's nothing. There was
Yeah.
nobody on the river with us. It was just my husband and I kayaking down. And we heard this rustling on the other side. You couldn't see anything. And it was this snorting. Now, I could explain it as like a big deer. And I have heard deer snorts. So I know what deer snorts like in the wild sound like. Like I have heard them. But this was more like it was deeper. It wasn't like snorty nose. It was like deeper throat. I can't really explain
Yeah.
it. And I'm like, it could be a boar. Like that was the other thing. But I'm like, I don't think we have wild boar in the Pine Barrens.
Very rare, if at all. Yeah.
So that was my other thought. But anyway, we paddled very quickly away from that area because it was really loud and it was really scary.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it helps being a veterinarian. You can sort of like I ask him all the time for our paranormal investigations, like, what is this a scream? Is this a human scream? Is it a fox? Kind of thing. So she helps a lot.
That's
Yeah.
Um, that's really interesting. So we have a
Yeah.
question for you, Kim. Was it silent before you heard the knocking?
Yes, completely
Totally
silent.
silent? Okay. Oh
Completely
no.
silent. I was just finishing my run with my dog. It was almost dark. Like there was nobody there. And I was
That
like,
is so cool.
and I immediately stopped and like looked around because it was that loud. It was like it was right there. It was like right there. Maybe 20 yards, maybe in that kind of general area.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Very
Do you
cool.
do you get scared, Mike? Like, I mean, people ask us this all the time. You guys get scared. I mean, do you ever get just absolutely gripped with terror?
I used to. Yeah, I'll tell you a funny story. So I used to get so scared, to the point where I figured that it was just inevitable. It was a matter of time that I was just going to get mauled by a black bear. This is in my early
Fair.
days of Bigfoot research, you know. So 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 what I had done was, in order to alleviate this fear, I went out and I purchased what I believe to be the world's largest can of bear mace. I think it was Guinness Book of World Records. Long story short, we were driving down this pothole filled road. I was in the back of a two-door Jeep, and the driver and the front seat passenger, we hit a pothole, and it was bad. And all of a sudden, the
Oh no.
Oh no.
the fire extinguisher in the back of the Jeep started going off. So I leaned up to the driver. His name is Mike, and I said, "Mike, why is your fire extinguisher going off?" And by the time I had said that, I had realized it was not the fire extinguisher. It was the can of bear mace that was on
Oh
my hip. Yeah.
no.
Oh.
Fun fact, you cannot turn off a can of bear mace. I've tried. Yeah. Hit me, coughing. I couldn't
Oh
see.
no.
I couldn't hear. It wafted up, got the front seat people. They almost flipped the Jeep because they were driving. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know. This is just how the night's going. So they get the Jeep finally pulled over, and they both of them roll out of the Jeep, and somehow they shut the doors and lock me in the Jeep. So I am like in the Jeep, jumping, trying to jump over the seat. It was very bad. There's a video on my YouTube channel. We were filming the whole thing.
Oh my God.
Of course.
Oh no.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was the
But-
one night you needed it.
Yeah. No, I couldn't open my eyes for 3 days. It was like legit one of the worst things that has ever happened
I'm
to
so
me.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. But it is a
it
bit
was-
funny that your biggest adventure is like not actually with Bigfoot. It's like,
Oh
with
no,
a-
yeah. No.
it's ironic.
It's just, it's just one of those things that
Oh, I'm
happen.
sorry.
Now I'd feel bad spraying a bear. They wouldn't be able to see for 3 days. How are they going to eat?
You're alive, so there's that.
Yeah. Well, they didn't eat you. That's what you should be saying. Well, they can't eat for 3
fair.
days, or they could have ate
Fair,
for
but-
today.
Oh
Me.
my gosh, that
Yeah.
sounds terrible.
I don't know if I could.
Yeah.
spray
I'm not
them.
laughing, Mike. I'm really not. But
No, you
oh
can
my
laugh all
gosh.
you want. It's quite all right.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
Terrible.
like a 55-gallon drum of mace.
It's felt like that. That's what it felt like. Yeah. But,
so no
yeah,
more
so
bear
I
mace?
don't carry bear mace anymore. No.
Okay.
Understood. Yeah. I don't think I would
Wise.
either.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Risky. Apparently, it's risky.
It is. Yeah. It's not
Yeah.
No.
I shy away. I actually I only have like a very select few rules when I bring people out on my investigations. Feel free to bring whatever you'd like. I've seen people bring like their living room and their kitchen with them on these expeditions, but do not bring bear mace.
For the love
That
of
is
God.
that is for the love of God. Please do not bring bear mace because we're gonna have some problems if that's the case.
Yeah.
I still have nightmares.
I love when
I-
people camp. When people camp and they bring, like you said, everything, but they're gonna carry it. Hey, that's not my problem. You don't
Yeah.
need everything on the camp. I was a scoutmaster for 14 years. And I taught the Boy Scouts, and how to survive in the woods and everything. And you bring the bare minimum just to survive.
Mhm.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I will say that because so I do like these tours where I go cross country type of thing, and I
Mhm.
speak. A lot of people ask me like, "Well, you're a full-time Bigfoot researcher. How do you maintain a lifestyle like that?" And it's a very valid question, and I don't mind answering it. But what I do during the day is I speak at libraries and at venues, and that funds my way to kind of camp across the country at night and film my YouTube show looking for Bigfoot. So it's a win-win-win-win-win.
That's great.
Love it.
Yeah.
But that causes me to, and I almost exclusively tent camp unless the weather is really bad or unless it's like below freezing. I don't do that. So I'm exclusively tent camping. So I will say I do glamp a little bit. Like I have an air mattress. I got a
Oh, yeah,
Keurig.
you got to do that. Yeah.
So
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
the
Same.
tent's got a built-in light, so it's
Yeah.
relax. It's all right. It's not like I'm roughing it over there. So
I remember sleeping on the floor in a
Oh,
sleeping bag.
yeah, I
And
did that for a little
you
while.
can't
when I
move the
first
rocks
started
or
that.
all
No.
the rocks or the roots of trees. So you're kind of like So I got some pictures here I want to show.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we were talking about Jersey. So this is a speech you must have gave somewhere, and it's the Pine Barrens, New
Yeah.
Jersey.
Yes, that was down in the Uaris in North Carolina. I was down there for the Uari Bigfoot Festival. I was the MC of it, and in my presentation, I go over some of the best evidence that I've gathered from my journeys, and best evidence number 2 just happens to be from down in the 1.1 million acre Pine Barren Reserve in South Jersey.
Stop it.
What's that?
I said, stop it. Oh my
I
God.
know. Let's go.
Wow.
She loves it.
What is
but
it?
it's cool
I love
because
the Pine Barrens.
we were down along Kim, much like you were along a river. We were along this river in the Pine Barrens, about a mile and a half from the closest trailhead, and we found baby juvenile barefoot footprints. There were 39 of them. There were no
What?
adult footprints anywhere around. They were on the riverbank. Like I said, it wasn't a canoe area or a kayak area. The put in was not, it was downriver. So it's total. A mile and a half from the closest trailhead. It was 40 degrees the night prior. One of the footprints we found actually had water inside of it still. We found it in the morning. So that means the sun has not evaporated the water outside of the footprint yet. So
Oh,
that was
wow.
like like whatever left that footprint was like 4 to 6 hours prior to us being there. So I
So
mean that's
close.
I know, just in the
That's
shadow.
unbelievably close
I
time-wise.
know. But I mean that just goes to show we're at the right place at the right time. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So
Mhm.
that is one of the coolest pieces of evidence we've gotten.
Oh my God,
Do you
that's really
think Bigfoot
yeah.
gets along with other species or other like bears and stuff like that? Or do you think Bigfoot is a carnivore or is he a vegetarian?
Yeah, I think so. I think Bigfoot, like they got to get along with other with other
He's like her.
pointing. um, yeah, I think Bigfoot does get along with they cohabitate with the other animals, that kind of stuff. I think like some people think Bigfoot and coyotes work together as symbiotic relationship, where I think that is very well possible, where a coyote pack would make a kill and a Bigfoot would simply go in and stalk the coyote pack and just go get their kill after they do it. If they're intelligent, that would make sense because they're not
Mhm.
using any caloric output to chase down these creatures and let somebody else do it for them. Makes
Mhm.
sense. What was the second part of your question? I'm sorry.
Are you like? Could they be meat eaters or?
Oh yeah, I think they're so. I think if you take a bear population map and you overlay it with a Bigfoot sighting map, they are almost identical.
Okay.
So that would lead me to believe that wherever bears live would make good Bigfoot habitat, right? So
Okay.
my thought process would be that if you have two large apex predators that live in the same area, they
Mhm.
probably eat very similar things. Makes
Okay.
sense, right? You
So
can
what do
roll
they
with me on
Makes
that.
sense.
So what do
Yeah.
bears eat?
fish?
They,
Everything.
they,
Everything, yes. No. Berries. 70% of their diet consists of berries, bushes, and ferns. So I think
I had no
Bigfoot
idea.
eats a lot of that as well.
okay.
So I think
See?
they're definitely omnivores. I think I don't think people say that Bigfoot's they eat deer as their primary source of food,
Mhm.
unless they're pack hunters and they really have like a really good stalking and method of getting a deer. Do you know how fast deer are? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to chase down a deer just like running, that would cause. I mean, and then
We're
to
in the
catch it
forest,
and kill it.
nonetheless. Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
seen
That's a
a
Yeah.
deer
lot
They
of.
have to
accomplish
work
6 foot
together.
fence just like leaping it. You
Yeah,
know.
Yeah.
that's a lot of work. I've heard reports of hunters have seen Bigfoot like throwing rocks at deer and trying to take him
Oh,
out with rocks. Because I mean, if they could throw rocks at me, they could sure throw rocks at something else.
that's
Yeah.
true.
That goes
You
back to
Or
like
a
the
bird.
caveman time, where they maybe did throw rocks, or maybe they do have some sort of. If they're intelligent, maybe they do have some sort of weapon, a sharp stick or something like
Yeah.
that too.
Hmm.
If they're
Right.
more human-like, they will come up. They will make tools.
Yeah.
You know,
There.
so that's a
Well,
possibility. But like you said, berries. I could see them the berries and like the bears like fish, so I could
Mhm.
see them on the edge of a lake scooping out a
Right.
fish also.
Sure.
Because a lot of sightings aren't there, like near rivers.
Yeah. Hmm. Rivers, lakes, streams. They always
Yeah,
follow the creeks.
they
Yeah.
follow the creeks because of the water source, and maybe
really
that's where
freaking
they.
me out.
Huh?
Why it's freaking me out. Well, I didn't know this about the coyotes, but in the Torn, where I heard the knocking, there is a resident coyote pack that lives there.
Oh, interesting.
That's
Wow.
cool.
Now I'm like, oh my
That's
God.
cool.
They do find animals that work together out there anyway.
Yeah.
I
Right.
just read something. I don't know. I read on the internet, so I take this with a grain of salt. But they say wolves work with crows or ravens, and what happens is the ravens find the food, and the wolves go in. They kill it, and then what they leave over, the ravens eat. I don't know how true that is,
Could be.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, why not?
I mean,
Um,
and then you just think of put a little intelligence behind this thing.
Mhm.
Like we go to the food with the grocery store because we don't want to. We're too lazy to kill our own food anymore and track
Yeah.
down and grow our own food. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's just the nature of the beast. We're as people, we're just inherently like the easy way out. And I think
Right.
Bigfoot, if Bigfoot's anything has any intelligence, it's not going to do the hard way out. I don't think Bigfoot tramps through the woods all the time. I think it walks on trails like we do.
Okay.
Oh,
You know what I mean? It just takes the
Mhm.
path of least resistance. Why
Mhm.
would it walk through a big field of sticker bushes when you could just walk on a trail that a human takes? That's what
Yeah.
right.
or as a game trail.
Game
That's
trails. Yeah. There's a
Okay.
lot of those out in the woods.
Well, I mean, I
and
can see it trying to avoid a human, going, a different path to try to avoid people.
sure,
But
yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
What other reason? I don't know. We have a bunch of questions, and I feel
Yeah,
bad that I just like
I
to
was
make
just
sure
gonna
that we
say,
get to them.
All
yeah.
right, let's get to them.
Here's one for you. Yeah, I mean, everyone's so good in our audience. I want to make sure we get to their questions.
Nice.
Have night vision drones been productive with Bigfoot evidence?
Oh man, yeah. I think that's the way Bigfoot is going to be found is going to be through a thermal drone. As I alleviated to a little earlier, I don't make a lot of money, so I don't have enough money to buy a thermal drone.
Yeah.
They're very expensive.
40,
Um,
50 grand. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and with my luck, the first time up, it's going in the tree. I mean, there's no question about that. So,
After the
so
bear mace incident, we don't trust you with it, right?
hey, it's just
I feel
history
like I
repeats
know
itself.
you.
So
He's just
yeah,
like me.
yeah.
Those guys tease me. They're like, it's always you. Like, I feel like we're
Well,
kindred spirits.
you know how I know that a drone would go up in the tree is because I had like a $50 drone that is currently hanging in the tallest tree in the Allegheny
Oh
National
no.
Forest. If anybody wants to go get it, you're more than welcome
Oh
to. It's yours.
no.
So
Yeah,
I can
maybe
guarantee
not.
you that a 50 grand drone is
Nah.
going somewhere it's not
Yeah,
supposed to go.
I just got a drone, like a $300 drone. So, and
Nice.
I haven't. I'm nervous to bring it out, and same reason, maybe getting to a tree or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think
But
that's how you were saying?
yeah, that's
That
gonna
you think
be
that's how?
and that'll be it was not gonna be the way you prove Bigfoot because you can't prove something through just a
Right.
a picture, but what you can do is then once you get GPS mark where the Bigfoot was, then you could take our eDNA that we talked about before, go where
Yeah.
Bigfoot has stood, grab the soil, take it to the guy and have him do it. Take it to that university in North Carolina
The
and
guy that the guy that the other guy that knows. So,
yeah, the
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
the guy
He's got a guy. Anthony,
Got a
he's got a guy.
It's that'd be interesting if they could find Bigfoot. And another question I have, I know maybe I shouldn't ask questions. I should let the audience ask the questions.
No, you're good. Go. We got lots of time.
I mean, when you see Bigfoot, it's usually one. It's not like a whole family. And what do you? I'm going to ask two-part question. And where do you think they go? Is this to me? I think it might be an underground network or something that they go into, and it's like some sort of cave system, underground. Because there must be. I feel there's a lot more, and they just come out maybe to hunt and bring food back to it. I know they find places where they sleep,
yeah,
but where's the babies? Where's the mamas?
right. I think there's a lot less actually. So I think there's a lot less than people think about. I think so let's talk numbers. So you have to have to be able to have a breeding species, you have to have enough of them, right?
Mhm.
But
right.
so you got to have enough to maintain a breeding population, but you got to have few enough to remain hidden from
Mhm.
society and everybody that is just living and
Yeah.
surviving. So what's a number? What's a good in between number? A lot of researchers, and myself included in that, think there's about 2,000 Bigfoot in the United States.
Okay.
Mostly up in the Pacific Northwest, like we talked about, the big hot spot out there. Florida's another big hot spot. You got Ohio's a hot spot, and fun fact enough, New Jersey is another hot spot.
Oh.
But with that being
It
said,
was so.
I don't think there's a lot of Bigfoot that live in the state of New Jersey. I think it's kind of like a transient population that they kind of go in and out of the state every once in a while. And I don't think they're here all the time. However, there's got to be, a couple family groups. I think they live in family groups, anywhere from 5 to, I don't know, 10, 15 individuals.
Mhm.
And I think there's probably 2, 3 of them that kind of traverse in and out of the state at any given time. So how many is that? That's what, 20, 30, maybe at a max 30 Bigfoot that live in the state of New Jersey at any given time. Divide that over the whole state, put 30 people in the state of New Jersey, and go look for them. You're never going to
Yeah.
find them.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Good point.
Well, the New Jersey Bigfoot commute to New York all the time. I think I worked with a couple downtown on
Yeah, you
some
got
of
the
down the
urbanized
subway
Bigfoot out
stuff.
that way. Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, they come with the coveralls and everything, their tool belt. But hey,
I was
nice.
going to ask about migration, so that's interesting. Like, is there some type of migration pattern that you find?
I love that you asked that question. So let's take New Jersey, because I love, and I hope your audience can relate to this. But sightings of Bigfoot in New Jersey increase 80% every 3rd year.
Oh,
Why?
Wow.
Do we have any
Wait,
idea why?
I'm sorry. Can you say that again? Can
every
you say that?
third
Sure.
year.
Sightings of Bigfoot increase 80% every 3rd year in the state of New Jersey. Why?
Maybe they're commuting.
No.
Future. I don't know.
Some people say it could be because of, like you said, like a migrational pattern, although that
Okay.
migration is due to weather, and that would be a
Yeah.
1-year cycle, right? Some
Mhm.
people say it could be because of their gestational period, how often they can have babies. That would be a good
Yeah,
thought
that's a good one.
process. But
Mhm.
we're going to take something that New
I
Jersey
think
has
it
a
would
lot
be
of.
the food. Something about food.
Boom, there we go. So what did we
Yes.
say? What did we say Bigfoot eats? Berries,
Everything
right?
that
Yeah.
bears eat, which is like hard mast, and hard mast only happens every few years, like a lot of acorns and
Thank
black
you.
walnuts and hickories.
Which means that my theory, my philosophy, Bigfoot is nomadic, which means they follow the food source.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, smart.
Makes sense. Why wouldn't it? Everything else, yeah.
Yeah, everything does.
We used
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
we used to do that before we settled down.
Sure.
So why wouldn't Bigfoot do that now? It just
Mhm.
makes sense. I
Well,
mean,
it's interesting you say that, because I know that there are a lot of bear in our area. And when I go hiking, I'm very well aware of my environment in this area because of the bear. And I keep note of the hard mast trees, like the black walnuts and the hickory nuts, because I know my odds are that a bear is going to be near one of those trees. And now I'm going to start thinking maybe I should also be watching out for Bigfoot by those
There
trees.
you go.
you should always be watching out for Bigfoot. Just saying. I mean,
Well,
That's the quote of the night. You should
already
always
so
be
many other
watching
things
for
to watch
Bigfoot.
out in the forest.
Even you, Anthony, in Queens.
Yeah, I
Um,
But they're
think
not dangerous.
well,
But
I
I'm
live a couple blocks from one, so
no, but that's really interesting. I was wondering if it was weather related or food related. So that's
Kimm.
interesting.
that makes a
And I
lot
live
of
in central New Jersey. I live in Somerville. So I'm not far from, but I
Kimm,
love
you
the pine
should wear a
barrens.
body cam.
I'm a big
Right.
You
pine
should start
barrens
wearing
fan.
a body cam on when you go
Yes.
hiking, because you never know what you might have come across. Get a little body
Yes.
cam.
Yes, I should wear a body cam, not really because of bear, but so I don't get murdered in the woods. And
There you
someday
go.
somebody will
There's
find
evidence.
that.
I heard that bear mace, like a big can, is a good idea. I heard it from my friend Mike. Yep, he told me.
You wear it on your back like a tank and have the thing over the side. So when the bear
Oh,
comes,
Mike, you're such a sport. We're just teasing. You're such a sport. I love it. So we have another question. Adam had a question.
Okay, well, we asked one more question. Then I want to ask. I want to show the.
Yeah, definitely. What do you want to show those first
stuff.
or question? Okay.
So question. No, do the question. There must
had
be
a
a lot of
question
questions.
about, I guess, bringing animals with you when looking for Bigfoot, like a dog. Is that not ill-advised?
I on my expeditions, I generally don't allow dogs to come out with me. I have a very bad track record with dogs. They seem to, for some reason, like to attack my face. So, in order to, I try to tend. I'm a cat person, if you guys can't tell. But no, it's not that. Dogs seem to from what has been reported, from what I've heard from people saying, is that when Bigfoot and a dog are in the same area, the dogs will just cower away and be very fearful. Will be running, trying to get out of the area, cower in between the owner's legs, just act very big differently than they normally would.
Really?
So that could be a good tell that Bigfoot's in the area, or it could, and I know some Bigfoot research organizations like the BFRO feel that dogs will scare away Bigfoot just in general, and not
because they're not native to the woods, kind of thing, like a coyote wouldn't, but a dog would. Okay,
could be, yeah. But here's the thing, though. I'm a solid believer in you're not going to sneak up on a Bigfoot. So whether you have a dog with you or not, I mean, I know as soon as you pull into the parking lot where you get out of the car and you shut your car door, Bigfoot is going to know that you are there.
Yeah.
So and if I was a Bigfoot and I didn't want to be found, I would hightail it out of the area. Boom. Simple as that, especially if it's at night and there's people looking for me, I'd be like, yeah, screw this. I am getting out of here. But you have the curious Bigfoot, and that's the way that we're going to get evidence is you have that curiosity factor. With intelligence, there comes curiosity. So that's what's going to, I think, for me anyway, that's how I'm going to get the better evidence of Bigfoot is you're going to have one make a mistake is what it comes down to.
Right.
There's a great question here. I've heard of Bigfoot saving people's lives. Have you heard of that?
Whoa.
Bigfoot saving people's lives.
Really? Who said that?
Yeah, I don't know specifically of any stories of Bigfoot specifically saving anybody. I think they might. Yeah, they I don't know. Yeah, I would love to hear this.
They would?
Yeah, I don't.
Linda, let us know a little bit more if you can in the comments.
Yeah, I think they probably would, especially I think it's all about intent when you go out in the woods. Like I always go out with the intent that I'm not going to hurt one of these things. We actually, before every little expedition, I don't know if this works or if there's anything behind it, but we all get into this little circle. And it's not like a prayer or anything like that, but we do this just like, hey, let's put these vibes up. And let's have good intent and good vibes just coming out. And I think if Bigfoot if they're not biological, they could pick up on this. Even if they are biological, animals can sense your vibes. So I think if you give out good vibes, you're going to get good vibes back. If you give out the intent, like our first expedition when we got the rocks thrown at us, our intent was not good. We were trying to find this thing there, and there was a lot of people. We were invading this Bigfoot's property, and that's not what we want to do. That's not. I don't think that's how you should get evidence of Bigfoot.
No,
that is
and that's
so
where
similar.
With Paranormal, we do the same thing.
Yeah,
you don't want to bring groups. You got the same. We have the same intent to find something, but we don't go in with disrespect. We try not to trample on things. But I've been on like tours where, like, West Virginia Penitentiary, where they had like 40, 50 people, but the place was so big you didn't see people most of the night. But it wasn't as active until we rented the place out by ourselves, and then we went with people that have respect and everything, and we got more evidence that way. So in your case, you guys were actually on this the land that they felt like this is our land. What are you guys doing here? Get lost. I don't want all these people on my land. You guys trampling all over everything, probably loud and everything else, and so I understand that.
And
Yeah,
we're
agreed.
disrespectful. I mean, we're tramping through their backyard and their home, and we're knocking on trees and yelling through the woods, and I'd be kind of upset at me if I was a Bigfoot.
Yeah. And you mentioned intuition when you first started talking tonight. And even if it's not so much intelligence, it can be, but intuition, right? Like, even babies, they say, know when someone loves them, even if they don't know the person. They can sense that love. Or people with Alzheimer's have been known to know, you don't know who they are, but they love you, kind of thing. Like they're a family member. So similar. And now we're getting all these stories of Bigfoot saving people in the chat.
I know.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. That's really cool. There was Mary Beth. There was in a David Paulides, a Missing 411 series about how Bigfoot, it alleviated to how a child was missing for days. A young child, I think 3 years old or something like that, was missing for days. They called out search and rescue. They grid searched the area 3 times or something like that. But days later, they found the child in the same area that they grid searched 1,000,000 times, right where the child went missing. But there was no dirt on the shoes. Like, the child was in immaculate health.
Wow.
It was like being carried. There's no dirt on the shoes.
What happened?
Or brought to another dimension.
Yeah.
There you go. That's another show.
Watch.
And then
we got to get him back for that.
And then when asked what happened, and they said the bear took care of me.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
wow.
pretty intriguing. Yeah.
And a 3-year-old wouldn't know what Bigfoot is, would know maybe what a bear is. Because they learn in the alphabet. A's for apple, B's for bear.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's cool, though. That's an interesting story, if that is true.
Yeah, maybe they're nurturers.
Well, and babies, I think they have like we said, the good. I think you have good Bigfoot and bad Bigfoot, just like you have good people and bad people. Like, I don't know. They say Bigfoot in Ohio is more aggressive than Bigfoot out in in New Jersey and other places.
You know why?
Everything's more aggressive in Ohio. We find on our show with ghosts, it's all about Ohio.
Yeah,
Ohio.
Crazy.
Ohio has a lot of stuff going on.
Paranormal activity in
It
Ohio.
does.
So that's crazy that also Bigfoot are also a little more aggressive. Gosh, I'm learning so much tonight.
Why do you think people relate them? Like, why do you I know people like my friend Richard the other day was giving a talk and he mentioned the paranormal, Bigfoot, and UFOs. Why do you think people put them together when they're not really alike at all?
Everybody loves a mystery. And
they're just a mystery. Okay.
Yeah. We like to group things together that we don't understand. So even though they may not be the same thing, they're totally separate entities of one another, totally different books. They're grouped together under the same series because they're just things. The unknown is just
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got this picture, this thing here. I want you to talk about here.
That's the logo. That's the cool one.
That's the logo.
Oh,
Where did you come up with this?
Is
there a story behind this?
No story behind it at all. I thought it looked cool, and the eyes blink on when I animate it, so that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, well.
That is really cool.
Yeah, but no, the story behind this may be interesting for the New Jersey folks that may not know. Big Red Eye is Sussex County, New Jersey's Bigfoot. In 1972, a state park ranger up in High Point, which is in northwestern New Jersey, my backyard, went on record and said that he saw 2 pairs of reflecting red eyes during his night patrol. And somehow he wrote it down in his report, and somehow I guess it got leaked. One of his other officers, I guess, leaked it to the newspaper. And the next morning in the Star Ledger, Sussex County's Bigfoot, Big Red Eye, was front page in the newspaper. So that's our little claim to fame with
wow,
Bigfoot.
I've not heard that.
Yeah,
It's a high point. It's creepy up there.
I like it.
Yeah, wow. No, I haven't heard that. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's our little claim to fame, and that's how I got the name of the show. And I said in the shadow because it seems like we're always just one step behind this darn thing.
Uh-huh. You're always in its shadows.
Yeah.
I got other pictures. I got this cave picture. I want to show some of the stuff that you do. You investigated in here?
Yeah, that was actually just recently out in Norton, Virginia. They had a wood bugger festival, which is like a Bigfoot type creature they named wood bugger down there, which is really cool. And I was the MC of the whole event, and I led 20 people on a night hike looking for the wood bugger. It was really cool. This is actually rock face, which is home to an endangered species of salamander, which is really cool. Yeah, so that's we're all looking at the little salamanders on the rock. They come out at night, I guess, to do whatever the salamanders do.
They do salamander stuff.
Love
you know?
to go.
Yeah.
So that is wild. I love the way these rocks look. That's why I chose this picture. I mean, the way the rocks are and the carve, the way it's just carved out. It's wild.
Yeah, that was a 30-foot rock face that went sheer straight up. It was very cool.
Is this part of it?
No, that's a different cave system. That is the world's largest cave system in Kentucky. That's Mammoth Cave.
Man.
Whoa. Yeah, I've heard of this.
Wow, that is so cool.
That was it has like 1,000+ miles of non-traversable cave trails that one can get lost and stuck down, and it's just crazy. It's there's like I think 10 miles open to the public, which is just one of the longest you could walk down in the world. And it's just, I mean, the way they have it set up is so cool. You could see in the roof of the cave they actually have fossil of shark's teeth that are fossilized in the roof of the cave, which is yeah, it's something to see. If you're ever in Mammoth Cave, Cave City, Kentucky, that is, I mean, you got to do it. It's a little bit of money, and I'm not one to spend money to go look at cool things, but you got to. If you're in the area, this is just a once in a lifetime thing you got to check out.
Well,
here's another picture.
Bigfoot's typically around cave systems?
Well, here's, a lot of people think that the issue with that is in the United States, we do have a lot of caves. We know about them though, and they're pretty well, the larger ones are pretty well traversed. There's a lot of cave tourism going on today. A lot of people like to see that kind of stuff. So there's not the larger caves. Okay, we can kind of cross them off because people. Smaller caves, we cross them off because, well, Bigfoot needs to be able to walk through somewhere to be able to traverse, right? So people say Bigfoot lives in them. I think Bigfoot is a terrestrial creature. It's above ground, just like it just wouldn't make sense for a creature to eat animals that live on the ground to live underneath in a cave. Doesn't make sense to me. Bears will cave up in a den or something like that, but that's the most will go. So caves, I don't put too much weight into that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm showing these pictures because I find some of these places really pretty and really nice looking. So, and you get to go see these places, which I think is cool, looking for Bigfoot. As an investigator, we get to see dark, wet places with no bathrooms.
No, we get to see beautiful historical buildings. And I was thinking the same thing. Anthony. And you get to see these gorgeous areas of nature. Like, same idea.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No, look at this.
Look at that.
Yeah,
oh my God.
We're not looking for Bigfoot. If you don't find Bigfoot, you get to see this.
Who cares? Yeah.
talking about Maine. That is Maine's Western Mountains.
I knew it. I
Oh,
was like, this has
Yeah.
to be Maine. I
Look
knew
at
it.
that. That is
That
beautiful.
little lake down there is called Webb Lake, and kind of over on the opposite side of that is a campground where we stayed. And if you look over to the where the sun is setting, that is called Tumble Down Mountain, where I took a report of a 20-foot tall Sasquatch.
What?
really?
Oh, wow. 20 foot.
20-foot tall.
And when you say took a report, what does that mean?
I interviewed the witness. I went on scene with the witness where he actually saw, and we did a recreation, and we found well, he found footprints that were upwards of 96 inches long. Say that as you may. It's on the YouTube channel for anybody that's interested in maybe more so of a paranormal-ish Bigfoot or something that's more so out of this world creature.
Mhm.
You
Right.
can go check that out. It's
Yeah.
in a Bigfoot campfire
We'll,
story.
we'll end up putting that in the chat how to get to
Definitely.
the location.
Cool.
We're going to put all your info in it. Your otherworldly Bigfoot. Wow.
Here's some more.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh,
Where
wow.
is that? Oh, that's yeah, that is in Alabama. Yeah, that is I forget what body of water that is, but that's an overlook in Alabama, and we were down there earlier this year on a tour. We went to Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, North Carolina. It was like a 20-night tour, but it was awesome. That was one of the viewpoints from out there.
Wow.
Really nice.
That's awesome.
Breathe in all those phytonicides.
Yeah. Oh
Look at
man.
this.
Colorado.
Yeah. Ooh, good guess. Nope. Any other guesses?
That's not Tennessee.
It's not New Jersey.
Washington.
That is not New Jersey. No, definitely not New Jersey. That is one of my favorite places ever. It's taken from the city of Asheville, and that is the Blue Ridge Mountains in
Oh, I was close. I
Asheville,
said
North
Tennessee.
Carolina.
Almost.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
You were
Wow.
close.
That is awesome.
Yeah, Blue
Yeah.
Ridge.
That is
No
stunning.
joke.
Yeah. Oh, and that again is that's one of the best views in the state of Maine, right there. Voted on by the people of Maine. That's called Height of Land, and that's Rangeley Lake in the background, and that's the sun setting over Rangeley Lake in northern Maine.
That is awesome. And this is something I always wanted to see. The Northern Lights.
Yeah, that was almost just. I think
Over a
just
year
over
ago.
a year ago. Yeah. We were up in the
April.
Finger Lakes up in New York State on a little vacation, and just one night out of the random, we saw some red glow in the sky, and I was like, what is all this light pollution? And then we took out a camera and we're like, oh, this is not light pollution. So we had an
No, not in the
awesome
Finger Lakes.
photo shoot. Yeah.
Oh,
it
it's
was
gorgeous.
so cool. One of the best
That's
nights.
a great photo.
That is awesome. I mean, you get to see all this going out, on your own in the forest and woods and stuff. I would love to do that, but my body's not there no more to do any of that. Like 10 years ago, but you get to see some of the coolest stuff going out just to see Bigfoot.
I'm very blessed, and I'm thankful every day that I have the ability to be able to do this, because I know a lot of people can't do that. You know what I mean? And don't have those capabilities. I'm thankful that, I'm in the situation where I'm at, where I don't have, I'm not stuck down anywhere. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. So that kind of allows me the ability to travel the way I do. And I don't know how long this is going to last. And I just announced, I announced a little bit ago that, I'm doing the tour again next year. I'm doing it's called the Beyond the Footprints tour, where I go around to libraries and venues. And I think I'm emceeing and hosting upwards of 10 conferences next year already, which is awesome.
Wow.
Great.
All across the country. And it's crazy because it's all because of Bigfoot. It's all because those 15 minutes of getting those rocks thrown at me.
Yeah.
That I'm doing this. Isn't that insane?
No, we get it. We get it. It's so
that.
similar. So similar. So now I get why people group them together. It's so similar. People have one paranormal experience. They hear a voice,
And
they
that's
see a
it.
shadow.
Yeah.
You're
Mhm.
hooked. You're
Yeah.
hooked. And
You
you're
know it's
looking for
real.
it forever.
Something
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
is real. You know, that alternative, you've had the experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anybody
What's
who's watching, or any of us, if we did want to go and try and find a Bigfoot, what would be your recommendations for us?
That's a great question. The first thing I would do was log on to my YouTube channel and check out my docu-series called Squatchables. Did not
Wait,
steal the
say
name
that
from
again?
Lunchables. No, yeah,
Oh,
Squatchables.
Squatchables?
Squatchables, not Lunchables. Yep. And that's it's an 11-part series about like a Bigfoot 101. Like if you've never been out in the woods, I tell you how to go hiking and how to go camping, all the way up into really in-depth stuff like track casting and evidence collection. So that's
Cool.
all on the YouTube channel. Yep, it's an old series, but it's still pretty good. So you can check that out.
Nice.
You don't have to pay a ton of money like I did to go on a Bigfoot expedition. However, that's how I got into it, so I can't knock it if you wanted to go.
Right.
But really, the best way is, if anybody's interested in getting into Bigfoot research, is go on to Facebook. Every state has a dedicated Facebook Bigfoot researchers group. Go on there, introduce yourself, say, hey, my name is this. I'm looking into getting into field research. I just happen to be the moderator for like 35 of those groups. So if I see you, I'll, welcome you in, and I could put you in contact with local researchers that might be able to get you involved in the whole Bigfoot aspect.
Yeah.
That's great.
I mean, it's something. And, like I said, you get to see all this beautiful locations, and
I
you
get
get the
to
best
meet-
pictures. I love those pictures.
I get to meet some of the most incredible people and see the most beautiful scenery and do some of the most incredible hikes, and just, I mean, this journey is so amazing and so incredible. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I mean, it's a lot of work. I'm up at 4 o'clock every morning working. I'm sending so many emails doing this. It's a lot of work. I own my own company. It's tough, but it's so worth it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Definitely not.
Do you get people sending you a lot of videos and pictures, like, or not? Or calling you
Yeah.
up being like, help me. Like, what is this?
Yeah. Well, I always tell people, don't call me because I will not answer.
Right.
But no, I get a lot of emails, a lot of Facebook messages saying, "Hey, can you look at this?" And I try to do as many as I can. However, I'm more into the field research aspect of it and not the evidence analyzing aspect. That's not really. I'm no. When I get evidence, I send it off to somebody else because I'm not like a scientist in that field. So I got like audio evidence. I got a sound guy, so, and he's perfect to analyze my audio. If I find a footprint, I got a footprint guy, so just that kind of thing. So when people send it to me, I try to do as best as I can to analyze it, but there's only so much I could do with the tools that I have available to me.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's smart. I mean, it's, you have experts who you can reach out to.
Subject matter
And
experts,
your expertise is in the field research.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say expertise. I mean, that's what I do.
Right. No, I got you. You're being modest, but yeah, definitely.
Gosh,
That's your focus. That's your focus. How's that? Your
Yes.
focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like in our field too, and
We never say expert.
I feel there's like not any professionals, but because we're always learning each day something new about something. And I know it doesn't matter how long you're in the field, something come along, you're like, just wow, maybe that works better than what I'm doing, or that's cool. Let them see what they're going to do with that, and just follow them, and just let them do what they got to do, and then you share whatever your results are, back and forth.
I'm one for always trying different things and different techniques in the field. Like a lot of people, like they say, don't bring fireworks. I will have the show of a lifetime. I will put on a grand finale to try to lure in a Bigfoot. Hey, it's different. Bigfoot's never seen a firework before.
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Hey,
You gotta
if they're
try.
if they're curious, they're gonna be sitting there with their popcorn watching, right?
Exactly.
With their
No,
berries.
Yeah, with their
I
berries.
agree.
With their berries.
With their berries.
Do you ever take children?
uh,
Like not children, but young
yeah.
people.
Teenagers.
With the risk of some people looking down at me, have used children as, we'll say, like Bigfoot bait
Wait,
in the past. Yeah.
this is
Well,
where I was going. No,
well,
I'm not judging. This is where I was going because
Yeah.
we have.
Yeah.
I learn from children in our field,
mhm,
like
yeah,
the way they look at things like ghosts. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I never thought of that. I've been
yeah.
doing this for 30 years and I've never thought of that.
They can be
One
great
one of
trigger
my
objects.
Yeah.
one of my best research techniques is if we have like a mixed co-ed group of people, I will send the ladies first and let them talk, do whatever they want, laugh, giggle, have the time of their lives walking through the woods, white lights on, just doing whatever. And the guys will be in the back, quiet as anything with their thermals watching all around.
Mhm.
Mm.
Okay.
It's a great technique.
Mhm.
Bigfoot seem to be, that's just what children and women seem to attract Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that shows
Okay.
that
I was thinking that with
Bigfoot is
children.
like a family type of families. They respect their family, and if they respect other people's children and women and family, that means they respect their own, and that makes them a family type of person. Not a person, but
A thing.
um,
Yeah.
thing or
Yeah.
species, whatever you want to call it. So to me, that means they're family like, they're family oriented, more or
hmm
less.
And again,
You
that
know.
shows some sort of intelligence too. That's my
Hmm.
big thing, is this is more than just an animal. That's why we have such a hard time getting evidence of this thing.
Hmm.
Is there's
Hmm.
there's intelligence. It's not a bear. Kim, we were just talking, the bears. We're always on high alert of bears. I can count
Yes.
on two hands the number of times I've seen a bear in Sussex County.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen a lot more. But
Yeah.
I will say
Yeah.
every time you see one, I've seen a lot more. Every time you see one, it's interesting you say that you can't sneak up on a Sasquatch or Bigfoot. I have snuck up on bears, and they say like you're supposed to have music. So when I'm in the woods now, I always have my music on speaker because I there's some people wear bells when they're out there just because
Yeah.
they're alerting them. But it's interesting. I'm always making noise, so they would know I'm there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I would probably never see a Bigfoot unless they wanted me to see them because I'm constantly making noise out there because I
Hmm.
want the bears to hear me. But
Right.
that's so interesting. It also makes me think about sending the women and the children first. It also brings up the idea that there are a lot less Bigfoot out there, and a lot of their potential migration is actually finding mates. So if they are trying to find mates or trying to find the family units, then they may be more interested in coming closer to the women and children as humans, because if their numbers are that low.
Yeah. I never thought about that like that, but that's
Yeah.
totally possible. Yeah.
Wow. See, we have a teaching show also.
Yes. We like to think.
No, this is
I
fascinating.
can't believe you
That
haven't
is
seen
fascinating,
bears.
and that's
I see them in my backyard.
that's good. That's good to think about like that. You know, that is interesting. You know,
What
I
is
don't want to
your
run out of time. We're like a 15
Oh my
minutes.
gosh. We need
I just
another
want
hour.
you to tell Jennie everything you need to tell her
Yeah.
to type into the audience, and how to find you, if you have anything going on that you want people to join or whatever.
I'll put your website. I'll put
Um, I think I saw
Watchables.
Jill in the chat before, and if Jill's still there, she could post all that good stuff for me.
Oh,
Hopefully she's
great.
still there. If not,
It's
then
nice.
you could find everything through my website at shadowofredeye.com.
Oh, okay. Do you have like a link tree or something? Like a
Yeah, it's all
Okay.
on there. I can
Okay.
I don't Oh, Jill's there. She could post all that good stuff. Thanks, Jill.
Thank you, Jill.
Thanks, Jill.
Okay. Thank you, Jill. That'd be good.
Shadow,
Take it
but
easy.
it's at shadowofredeye.com. You
If
said,
you
right?
have anything that you want, because we will share something on the Seekers Chronicles Facebook page. If you want anything shared, just send it to me or Jenny or Kimm.
Just share it on our page, or we can do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if you want to share it to the page, or if you want to send it to Jenny, whatever, you're more than welcome. Because that's very interesting. I mean, I always just said, I mean, the first time I ever heard anything about Bigfoot was in the 1970s. I don't know if people in the audience as old as I am, so you guys might remember $1 Million Man. There was a series called The $1 Million Man, and he all of a sudden had to fight Sasquatch. And that's how the first thing I ever found. And Sasquatch was actually Andre the Giant dressed like Sasquatch. I don't know if I might be saying names you guys don't know. Andre the Giant was a wrestler that was very tall.
Yes.
And back in the 70s and 80s, and and they dressed him like Sasquatch, and he had to fight the $1 Million Man. The idea of the show was that this guy, he was a pilot for he was like, he does secret missions on a plane, and it crashed, and they said we could rebuild them, we could make them better.
Oh, the $6 million man.
What I'm saying?
The $1 million man. The $6 million, the bionic man, right? Is he bionic?
Bionic, yeah, he's become a bionic.
All right.
Okay. Hey, listen, I'm old.
I got you. I speak Anthoiny. It's good. I got you, my friend.
But the $6 Million Man. And
whatever. The bionic man.
They made him the bionic man, didn't they? $6 million?
Yeah.
Bionic man, whatever.
Yeah, he was bionic.
It was a show in the 70s, okay? For you.
This isn't even Anthoiny. We're so sorry.
Oh man, I'm sorry. But the show, that's how I got to see Sasquatch. He had to fight Sasquatch, and my story was, forget my story.
I'm sorry. No, I get it. But that's kind of sad.
You've heard about him for a long time.
Hollywood.
That was your first introduction. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I started watching different shows about Bigfoot, and Abominable Snowman was big back then. Everything was Abominable Snowman. Because I guess from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you had the Abominable Snowman there.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I give away my age. I'm sorry.
Mike, what's the earliest sightings of Bigfoot? What was the earliest sighting?
They go back to the Native American times. Almost every Native American tribe in North America has a Bigfoot type creature story associated with their tribe. And what's cool about it is they didn't communicate with each other back in the day. They were at wars or trading with each other. They weren't like, hey, let's go talk about Bigfoot. So it's just weird how every tribe has a similar, very same 7 to 8 foot tall, hairy bipedal creature that lives in their protector of the forest. It's just cool. It's cool. If anybody were to know what lives out in the woods, I think it would be the Native Americans.
Sure. Yeah. Of course.
They're the ones with the biggest legends on everything.
And other continents, no.
Oh, every continent except Antarctica has a Bigfoot type creature.
Nothing earlier than that, maybe? No cave? No, okay.
Not to my knowledge, yeah.
Okay.
What's what I'm saying?
Where is your so every paranormal investigator has their dream location that they would love to investigate.
Yeah.
Do you have, or maybe you've already been there. Do you have that top, if I could do anything, if people could fund me to go here, this is where I'd want to go?
There's a place in Alaska called Portlock, Alaska, and they've had it's actually an old fishing village that is abandoned, that Bigfoot has ran the villagers back in the day out of the village, and it's now just abandoned. It's unfortunately on tribal land, so you need permission to go there, and they don't give it to anybody. I would love to get up to the Pacific Northwest just to be up there. Up in the Hoh Rainforest would be beautiful up there. Just to hang out and investigate the Cascades, anything up there. I've never been west of the Mississippi, which surprises some people, but again, it costs money to get out that way. And with my touring, I drive everywhere, so So it takes a
So
lot.
driving to Alaska is a little out of the question.
Yeah.
Driving to
even,
Oregon is really far.
Yeah, well, and it's just I have to drive because like for my library presentations and my venues, like I take Bigfoot casts and merchandise and stuff. So because I have to have my vehicle with me and I want to explore and all that good stuff. So maybe next year, 2027, I'm hoping there's a conference out that way that I might be invited to. So I'm hoping to get out that way. Fingers crossed.
Oh, well, we're going to cross our fingers for you because that sounds awesome.
Nice. And we have people saying Washington would be theirs, Oregon, California, Mississippi, Canada.
Yeah.
All right, we have one more question.
Oh, great question.
I know Kimm was going to love this one.
Thank you.
So mind speak? Is that basically what we're talking about? I've heard a medium has telepathic communications with Bigfoot. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, I've never experienced it. I've talked to people who have communicated with Bigfoot, through telepathic communications, and it's intriguing. It's interesting. Just recently, last weekend, I was speaking with a woman who lives very close by to Kimm, you and I. And she has had these communicated with Bigfoot, and she knows that they travel into Kinnatitty State Park from Hamburg Mountain Wildlife Management Area through this cave system, and they only send the juveniles, and the big ones stay back because that's how they gather food. And it's just I was I don't know. Is all as I can say about that. It's exactly. Mm-hmm. And if that's the key to it, I'm gonna use that to my advantage. I'm not gonna say no to that and disregard that information. Absolutely not. That would be ridiculous.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Would you use a medium on an expedition?
Right there.
Yes. Absolutely. Why not? Again, what do we have to lose? Nothing.
Exactly. I always, every show I do this too. We have to do this. We can't be like this. We're like this. We have to open our mouth. We have to open up, think in different channels, think in different ways. And that's how we're going to advance these fields.
Yeah.
Or just
you'll be probably good with that, Kimm. Because Kimm,
I know Kimm. Can you imagine?
She hikes and all that stuff, so she could probably keep up in the woods and everything.
Come on out.
Go do the library, guys.
There's a very intuitive thing about the woods. Like I found lost dogs out there because I know where they're going to go. Like I just know they're going to go where the deer are, and I know where the deer are. So I know that the dogs are going to follow the deer, and I know where they are. Like I just know where the bears are. So that's interesting. I never really thought about putting that use to trying to find Bigfoot. Interesting.
Yeah, put it out there, Kimm. Put it out there.
That's awesome.
That's a great question. I love that. If that's our last question, that's a fascinating one.
Yeah, we have 3 minutes left.
That is just not good. Mike, I'm telling you,
if you want to put the stuff in the chat. I don't think Linda had a chance to. If you could put stuff in the chat where to find him and everything.
Yeah, I will. Or Kimm, I thought Jill was. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought she was too. If you just throw up my website.
Oh, man.
So is it in the or just say it again?
Shadowofredeye.com.
Just Shadow of Red Eye, not in the. Yep. Okay. Just making sure.
So I like to leave everybody with a quote because, I like quotes and that's kind of my thing. And take this how you may, and whatever you may, but life with the possibility of Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster is far superior to one without. So take that as you may. I appreciate you guys really having me on the show tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we had a great time, and I made a fool of myself a couple times.
So many more questions.
What? Anthony, your job is the eye candy, and you did a great job.
You did it, Anthony. Let me tell you.
Excellent.
I was looking at you the whole time, my friend.
I know, you can't take your eyes off him.
I'm sorry, I have that effect on people.
It's just He was born
Just
that
not
way.
people, or the animals, everything. Everybody just.
I got to go with Adam on this.
And
Maybe
spirits.
next year, would you think about coming back to our show?
Yeah.
Otherwise,
have me
you
back.
know what happens. You know what Anthony does if you don't.
He'll come track me down at the main
Hey, I got
paranormal
that
con.
guy.
Hey.
He'll find
Got
you.
that guy.
He'll find me.
He'll find you.
I love it. Yeah, life would be boring without looking for Bigfoot.
Oh, it's
You
so
think
true.
you could leave?
And actually,
Yeah.
I have another
You don't need the
veterinarian
familiar.
friend who's into Bigfoot. She lives in PA. She is obsessed.
Oh,
She also goes on a lot of hikes and stuff everywhere. So
another
interesting.
veterinarian?
Something here.
I think
All right.
Kimm has a new mission as
Let's
of
go
tonight.
find Bigfoot.
I wouldn't hate it. Hiking and Bigfoot.
I know.
Especially
I love
I
camping.
feel like I've had experiences here that I can't explain.
We need you
Weird.
guys to get together
she's
and,
totally
and
hooked.
do a hike.
Yeah, I'm open.
So we have not even a minute. I mean, we're really gunning into overtime in a minute. So I just
Thank
want
you,
to
Mike.
thank Mike. Thank you
Mike.
for being here. We
It
had
was a
awesome
joy.
time. Don't leave the show yet. Don't leave just yet.
Let's say goodbye after.
Everybody
And
loved it.
everybody had a great time tonight. We had a lot of questions and everything, and we didn't even get to the questions because we had questions too. So it was really crazy. The audience was questioning, and everybody had a good time. So, Mike, thank you for being on the
Of course.
show. I want
Thank
to
you guys for having me.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have you back. Definitely. I know Kim's going to want to be back for that.
For sure.
And I want to thank everybody in the audience for participating. We had an awesome night. I hope you like the guest. Hit like or subscribe to the show, and we'll see you. And just remember, you want to be safe out there. You want to look for ghosts. You don't want to be a ghost. Ciao, familia. Forget
Bye.
about
Everyone,
it.
bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye.
Hey, how you doing?